everyone. So today I want to answer a question that comes up a lot or has come up a lot recently, and that is how to promote your book or books on Facebook. And today's video is probably going to be the first of several that I will talk about because there's several different ways that you can use Facebook to promote your books. And I want to go into more detail. I want you to be able to apply this to your own publishing business. So we have Facebook and we want to make use of it. And those of you that have maybe audiences that do hang out at Facebook, this will be very, very valuable to you. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I like to see you succeed with your self-publishing business, and that's why I am going to be talking about how to use Facebook to promote your books. I see generally that most people think that to get more book sales, you have to advertise your books and you have to use Amazon ads. And that is definitely a way to grow your book sales and obviously increase a book that is doing very well. However, if you are starting out and you don't have the budget for that yet, one of the good ways of promoting your book is going to require some time, obviously, since you're not putting any money in it, but you can still use Facebook for free. So I'm going to be talking about free ways to use Facebook to sell more books without spending money. You can also use other platforms, obviously, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, especially Instagram, and I will probably look into those as well for you. But right now we're going to be focusing on Facebook. The reason I say Facebook is because it still has the largest engagement and audience than any of the other platforms. And there are certain niches that do very well on Facebook. And I'm going to be showing you some examples of successful Facebook. If you are using Facebook, I encourage you to create a page, not a group. I want to be showing you posting strategies, and I want to show you the importance of audience engagement, what you can post, and how to get the most out of your social media posts and social media promotions if you were to promote using Facebook. So I'm going to start by showing you an example.
So I am here on Facebook and I found a very, very good example of a publisher who is doing very well using Facebook. And now this is a page, not a group. So I want to cover that a page is different from a group. It functions differently. And I encourage you and I suggest to you to create a Facebook page revolving around your book or your branding. Obviously not one specific book, but just either your author or your whole book brand. What this is it will allow you to post, but there won't be other posts from other people. It will only be you posting and then the engagement. So what's great about this is you can see here the engagement is very, very high. You can see here 101 likes and 46 comments. This one, I think this is something she probably shared on a different platform. This is just a tiny part of her poems. Obviously, she writes poetry. She's sharing an excerpt from her book or from her chapter, and she has a lot of fans. So she's got 1,000 likes and 49 comments and 274 shares. That is amazing. So obviously there is a market for people who love poetry. So what kind of posts is she posting? Well, I would say that for every type of niche, it will be very different. But obviously for her niche and her type of audience, she is directly posting about her book. Obviously, that's what they want. They just want more of her poetry. If I were talking about a different niche, say, for example, health, I think I would be posting more stuff about health in that particular niche, not so much about my book. And I would squeeze in the book every once in a while. But for this example, she's having a book signing here and you could buy a ticket. So she is still promoting her book. So how does this get so many likes and so many shares? Let's read this. 10 years ago, this poem titled "To All Young Poets" served as my reference point for which poems would make the cut and be published in Milk and Honey. For weeks, I sat down to read and reread the manuscript, and for each poem, I asked myself, does my heart like this poem? Does my soul like this poem? Am I being honest with myself in this poem? If the answer to those questions was yes, then the poem made the cut and eventually ended up in your hands. So this is more very engaging to her audience. This is very it speaks to her audience, and it gives them a feeling that she really puts them first and puts them into consideration. So that's something to think about in, well, what she's doing for her posts. And I think that's how she's really been able to grow her audience, relate very well to them, include them in everything, kind of make them feel like she's trying to create the very best that she can for them, which she probably is. Now, here's another example of, but this is someone I actually have been following for a while, Johanna Basford. She's the one who really started, or maybe one of the ones that started the whole adult coloring book movement. And she's a good example for if you are doing more of the low medium content books. She is a coloring book artist, and she has about, what, 200,000, 300,000 followers. She does definitely share her book. Every post is going to be related to her book almost, or just something related to her drawing. So here's a video, obviously a reel, her creating something that's in the book. And then, so she's sharing coloring pages from her audience, which is a great idea because, people want to see their own work on her page. And that gets a lot of views, a lot of likes, and a lot of comments against someone else's work. So she's just showing off a lot of finished work. This was 1,000 likes, sharing the pencils she uses. Again, sharing other people's work and sharing a lot. So you do have to just read through the posts and see what they're writing. What I would suggest is you even look for authors or self-publishers that are related to your niche, and find the ones that are successful and see what they're posting, and the ones that actually have engagement. What are the audience posting? What do they like? Because they are going to be posting on the posts that they like, and they will get engaged in it. So that helps you understand how to serve your audience. Now, what I do want to suggest to you to be careful, not to, unless of course you have like a 900,000 followers like the other page I showed you, not to promote your book on every single post that you create. So you want your page to be more engaging, more giving value if you're in a different type of, say, nonfiction niche, or just constantly trying to engage your audience in the things that interest them, or sharing their work on your page if you are creating a low medium content book. So it's not going to be promoting your book, but you could find ways to promote your book in between. So if you're sharing other people's, like say you're sharing other people's work, people are going to want to know where they got that page from, which book it is. So you could always share the link if you want to, but your main goal is to do something else. Here, this is a coloring competition, which is great. So, but of course, usually you're going to need to buy the book in order to enter into the competition. But your main goal is not selling the book. Obviously, your main goal is maybe you're going to give away a prize. There's a giveaway. There's so many things that you can do to get people engaged. You can ask them questions. You can even ask them questions about your book, like, would you prefer this cover or this cover? Get them engaged. And then also they're going to want to know more about your book, and that'll be a chance to get more sales. So here's an example of a great giveaway idea: random acts of kindness giveaway. To celebrate the launch of my new book, I'm giving away 6 signed copies of Magical World. So this is promoting a book launch. This is a great idea, along with other inky goodies, design journey coloring pencils. But you cannot enter to win the book yourself, but instead nominate someone who you think deserves a little treat. So this is a different twist on doing a giveaway, which is really nice. And it's a great way to promote a book launch. So another reason why you should have a Facebook page, it's a great place to help you with your book launch besides your email list. So what are the things that you want to do with your Facebook page? If you have one, and if you don't, you should create one. Is you're going to use it to get followers who are interested in your type of book. And you're going to be posting posts that will either give them value, help them answer questions. Like I talked about in a different video, deal with their pain points, encourage them. You could do giveaways. You could do questions where you ask them a question that requires a yes or no and tell them comment yes or no below. There's so many ways to get engagement, but make it very relevant to them. And every once in a while, you could share about your book. And it's a great place to obviously help with your book launch and promote any book launches if you have a new book coming up. That's one way, one very important way that you can use Facebook. I definitely encourage you, especially if your particular niche hangs out on Facebook a lot. I would definitely create a Facebook page and start growing that, and it will help you get traffic to your Amazon book listing from outside of Amazon. And that is something that will really help you in the rankings because Amazon likes that a lot.
So just to recap really quick, you're going to create a Facebook page. It's not going to be very hard to do and to get people involved, but it will take time. So don't expect to get, 50,000 or 100,000 followers, in your first week. It does take time to grow, but the numbers isn't even that important. What's important is that you get people who are interested, really interested in your topic, in your niche, and really engaged, because those are the ones that will most likely buy from you when you promote. So you're going to create a page, not a profile, not a group, and you want to stay consistent with your posting. You want to post consistently. I encourage you just to schedule posts so you're not wasting time every day doing this. And it makes it a lot easier so that you will, remember what you posted and have a sequence of posts that are different. So they're, consistently different. But you want to have consistency in your style, in your colors, in your branding. This is about your brand. You want to be consistent in that, and people will feel comfortable when they're on your page. Now, you want to give a value. You want to it could be something funny. It could just be value depending on what your niche is. You could give tips, tricks. You could show, parts of your book. That's not really directly promoting. That's just showing parts of it as, you're just displaying it. And then every once in a while, you could put links to your book. But usually when you do that, you have to give an incentive. Like, for example, you're running a promotion or a bonus. If you buy this book within this amount of time, you'll also get this free PDF with it. There's a bunch of things you could think of. Those are good times when you could promote your book, when there's some kind of benefit at that time. It's also a good place and a good time to use promoting your book launches. And it's a good place to post when your book is going to come out. Maybe you haven't even finished your book yet, and maybe you have a cover, but you haven't finished the book yet. It's a great place to get some excitement about your book that's going to come out, say in a month or two, and get people all hyped up about that. So it's a great place to promote your book for free. It will take some time, but if you do it well and schedule in advance, it won't take too much time. Even if you were running ads, I would still say you should have a Facebook page and use that to grow your audience. So if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer comments, anything. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group for Book-preneur, I'm going to leave the link below, and I will see you in the next video.